Well, today the Royal College of Nursing said that it's unacceptable that some staff working on the front line in the health service are treating patients without personal protective equipment and are calling for immediate action from the government. We can talk more about this to the Chief Executive, Donna Kinnair, who's in North London. Thank you very much for joining us. What exactly do you want the government to do on this PPE, personal protective equipment, that they're not doing now?
Well, we've said it's completely unacceptable that nurses this far into the crisis are in all settings, whether it's hospital, community or care homes, have not been provided with personal protective equipment. And they are treating patients in COVID-19 wards and some without any protection at all.
We're talking about thousands of bits of kit, aren't we, to get them out as soon as possible around the country. That's not going to happen quickly.
Well, it needs to, because we've had some time to prepare for this. And my assurances were given to me a week ago by the government that they were pushing equipment out as far as possible. They have said they have the equipment. So if they have the equipment, then we need to be getting it out to hospitals, to care homes, so that people that need to nurse patients with COVID-19 can be protected.
I mean, from what you've been able to gather, what is morale amongst nursing staff on the front line? What is that like at the moment?
Well, the biggest thing that we're facing is that nurses and other healthcare professionals are frightened. They're frightened for themselves and they're frightened for their families. But actually, many of us have trained to do this job, and we will step up to the plate and deliver nursing care. But there is no nurse that delivers nursing care in under a metre away from a patient. We have to touch patients. They're not all symptomatic when they've got COVID-19, and we need to provide these nurses with the proper protection.
And how many, I mean, roughly, how many nurses are off work at the moment, self-isolating? I think I saw a figure over the weekend of about 1 in 5. Is that right? And to what extent does that mean that, you know, the hospitals are very understaffed or short-staffed at the moment?
Well, there are about 20%, was my last reckoning, of nurses that are off at the moment or self-isolated. So we started with a shortage of nurses, as the Royal College of Nursing has been campaigning for some time, that we do not have enough nurses in this country. But we see that many nurses, retired nurses, people that have left nursing, are coming back to help at the front line alongside others. So it is something that we can get through. But what we need to do is make sure that we're calming the fear of those nurses out there by providing them with the proper equipment.
Proper equipment is one of your appeals. What about testing as well? Because we've heard that particularly from doctors' leaders, desperate for an increase in testing.
So we only need to look across to countries that have got this under control, such as Korea, and we know that testing has been an important part of it. It's an important part of it in order to get our staff back to work, nurses back to work quickly, but also for surveillance about how this virus is spreading and what it's doing in the general population. So we need testing on two fronts, really. One, so that actually you can be tested, and if you haven't got the virus, you can go back to work and continue to do your job. And the other type of testing to tell us what's happening and who is got it in the communities.
When you look at other countries, I know you just mentioned South Korea, but Germany as well has a lot more testing than we do. Do you feel that in this country our health service and the authorities have been underprepared for this whole crisis?
I think we embarked on a particular way of managing this, and as we've got more and more knowledge about the virus, we've had to change some of our tactics, and I think testing has been demonstrated to be an effective mechanism. So I think we have been slow because we are slowly building it, and I recognise that everybody is working as hard as they can. I guess I wish we had got to it 2 to 4 weeks earlier.
Donna Kinnair, Chief Executive of the Royal College of Nursing, thank you very much for your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.